You're in a Zoom staff meeting. Who even heard of Zoom staff meetings? But a lot of churches do them these days. Who heard of those 5 years ago? But now, a lot of times, it's just quicker to hop on a Zoom call. Everybody's on camera. Everybody's camera's on. But something just feels off. Sarah says she's fine, but you can tell Sarah, her shoulders are tense. Things are not fine. Mike keeps looking away from the screen. Something else is going on. The youth pastor hasn't spoken in 20 minutes. And your gut tells you that there's a conflict brewing somewhere, but all the metrics look good. We talked about that on Monday in this podcast series. Welcome to Leadership in the Digital Age, where reading the room just got infinitely harder. Hi there, my name's Todd Rhoades, and I'm one of the co-founders, along with my colleague Matt Steen over at chemistrystaffing.com. Here's what most church leaders, or at least many church leaders, are missing. Technology has solved our logistics problem, but it didn't solve our human problem. We can schedule meetings and track attendance and send announcements, but we can't digitize discernment. We can't automate empathy, and we sure can't outsource emotional intelligence. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We're getting really good. We talked about that earlier this week on the series, on the podcast. Getting really good at managing tasks, but we're getting really terrible sometimes at managing hearts. Staff members are struggling in silence because we're not physically present to notice nearly as much as we were before all this technology took care of so much of our communication. Matter of fact, conflict could be simmering longer because we miss an early warning sign. Team chemistry could be suffering because we've replaced the hallway conversation with all of our Slack messages. And we're solving problems that we can see in the spreadsheets, but we're missing problems that we would have felt if we were all in the same room together, connecting with each other. Now, hear me, you're not a bad leader because you missed these cues. The rules, honestly, have just changed on all of us. So we need to start paying attention to what people don't say. The pastor who used to joke around but hasn't smiled in weeks. Your executive pastor who's responding to emails at midnight. What in the world are they doing up at midnight doing church work? The worship leader who keeps on rescheduling one-on-ones. You need to read that digital body language as much as you do the in-person body language. Short responses usually mean something. Camera off in meetings might signal some disengagement. Delayed responses to sensitive topics often reveal emotional processing that you just didn't realize was even there. You need to create space for the unspoken, and then ask, what's the real thing that we're not talking about here? Here's what you can do. Maybe try, I'm sensing some tension. Help me understand. Your energy feels different lately. What's happening? What's going on with your life? Your staff needs you to see what the software can't measure. They need you to sense what the metrics don't capture. They need you to care about what efficiency reports will never, ever show you. This isn't touchy-feely leadership. This is survival level leadership, because when people don't feel seen, we've talked about this a lot, when people don't feel seen, they start looking for the exit. Here's your bottom line for today. In a world drowning in digital efficiency, AI, automations, Slack, Basecamp, your ability to read hearts and manage emotions isn't just valuable, it's irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable. And no app, no program, no spreadsheet, no AI interaction, none of that can replace your ability to connect with people, your ability to read and manage emotions. It's absolutely irreplaceable. Here's your challenge. I want you to have one conversation with a staff member where you ask 0 task-related questions. Don't ask them specific things about tasks. Instead, ask them, hey, how you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling about your role lately? How's your family doing? What can we help you with? And then listen for what they're not saying. Notice their body language. Notice their tone. Notice their energy. And then practice the human skills that no app can ever replace. Your future in ministry, your future at your church belongs to leaders who can navigate both the digital tools and the human heart. And it may sound really difficult, but guess what? I think you've got it. You've got this. I hope this series on the human touch has been helpful and interesting to you. We'll do more topics on AI, maybe different aspects of AI as we move through the rest of 2026 here on the podcast. If you've got some suggestions on what you'd like to hear me pontificate on or research and bring some hopefully some good content back to you, reach out to me, podcast@chemistrystaffing.com. And if there's any way that I can help you or your team or your staff, or your church with hiring, any kind of staff-related issues, this is what we're passionate about. This is what I've given my ministry life to. I'd love to be able to work with you. You can reach out to me, podcast@chemistrystaffing.com. All right, that's it for this series. That's it for this week. As they say, this is a wrap. Okay, so I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be with you again right back here, God willing, on Monday on the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. Have a great day.